Hey, future officer candidates. Since we can't really get out and personally recruit you and harass you, I guess you could say, about being a chapter officer, we decided to do it virtually. And some of the things I would like to talk to you about is just the insights of being a chapter officer, what I do, and specifically about being your chapter president, my favorite parts about being a chapter officer, and why I would encourage you to do so. So to really start off, I can't really narrow down a difference between what I do and any of the other chapter officers do. I think that we're all equally important. We all need each other. I need them so much to help me complete tasks. We all depend upon each other, and even our ag teacher, we depend upon her and she depends upon us. We all become this great big family, and that's honestly one of my favorite things about being a chapter officer is the friendships that I've gained with people that I never thought I would become friends with, like in the way that I have, things that I've learned about them through being a chapter officer. I mean, officer retreat is honestly one of the greatest experience of my high school experience, because you go out and you're out of your comfort zone. You grow into this person that you never thought you would be. I can assure you, as an 8th grader, I was absolutely not giving a public speech. I was not getting up in front of anyone to talk. And now public speaking is one of my favorite things, and that's something a chapter officer kind of opened up my eyes to. Is if you think that just because you didn't grow up on a farm or you're not that involved in ag, then you can't be a chapter officer. Well, that's a false opinion, because we've had members on our team that don't live on a farm. We have had members on our team that are not country bumpkins or anything like that. It's just a matter of who's willing to get out there and serve, willing to inspire others and make an impact, and be willing to change themselves, be willing to grow as a person. But in a whole, I think our chapter officer team is very different, but very in the same all at the same time, because we all share a common interest, and that's to better our community, better those around us, and better ourselves. So if you're discouraged about running for a chapter officer, or think, oh, I don't really like that person that's running, or anything like that, or you're wanting a specific office, don't think those things, I guess, because it's life-changing, and until you try it, you'll never know the difference. So get out there and run for a chapter office, give a speech, get on the Ag Mech team, get on the food science team, all of those things. Even if you decide not to become a chapter officer, get more involved in our chapter, because as chapter officers, your priority is to grow our chapter, help our chapter succeed, and not necessarily be the forefront of everything. It's okay if you're a member and they make a flyer, any of those things. We're all in this together, pretty much, I guess you could say. And I hope if you have any questions about being a chapter officer, I kind of rambled in this video and I look off and all these things, but if you have any questions, you can call or text me or whatever you need to do. But I hope you run for a chapter office. I hope you get one. I hope you have a great next year, and just remember that you can't always control what happens to you, but you can control how you react to it. Thanks.
Hello everybody, my name's Gracie, this is Jamie, and today we're here to talk to you about what it's like to be an officer, specifically a secretary, and kind of give you some information you would probably like to know if you were going to try out to be one. As an officer team, we each have different duties, and that's what really helps us run smoothly together. But overall, our job is to support the chapter and help y'all if y'all need anything and answer any questions that you might have. Specifically, me being the secretary, I do things like record the minutes of a meeting, so that's how long a meeting such as the labor auction will last. And another one of my jobs is to record y'all's activities, so we know what you did in your time in the FFA. My favorite part of being an officer is actually being on the officer team. Shocker, I know. But you get to be on a team full of servants that have the same task in mind that you do, and that alone helps build really strong friendships that will probably last you a lifetime. all this being said, being an officer is a huge responsibility, especially now that we need some people to step up, considering me and Georgia are the only returning officers. But I promise you, it is a time of your life, and you would not regret it. So, Jamie, you have anything to say? All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys later.
Hey, so I think it's awesome that you're thinking about running for a chapter officer, and you obviously know that it's a huge responsibility, so I'm not going to talk to you about that. I'm just going to tell you some of my favorite things about being an officer. My favorite thing is just being someone who the members can count on. They should always feel comfortable asking you for questions, asking you for help. You need to be someone who they can count on for support and just to be there if they need someone to talk to. My second favorite thing is probably just planning events. It's so rewarding to plan out an event and then see the whole chapter there having fun and just getting to know each other a little bit better. And then also just growing as an officer team. I've loved getting closer to the girls. Both years I've been a chapter officer, it's just been girls, which is a little bit more difficult. But we've really grown together, I think. So as an officer, your biggest responsibility is just planning events, really. I mean, obviously when you go to like leadership events, you're someone who should be representing our chapter in a good way, but it's just a lot of fun. I would definitely recommend being an officer. I think that it's something that everyone should try at least once. So good luck.
This is my second year of being an FFA officer, and you know, being an officer has changed my whole high school experience so much. I'm so much more involved in everything, you know, getting to go to all the FFA events and everything. Like I didn't usually go to because I couldn't drive at the time, I don't think. But my role this year was the reporter. And I feel like the reporter has a very important role in FFA because you're in charge of letting everybody know that, like, what's going on in the FFA, how everybody's doing, you know. You'll write articles about every event that we go to, and I know you may think, oh my gosh, it's so hard. No, it's really not. I mean, like, some of the events I didn't go to, so you just gotta get involved and talk to the other, like, you know, some officers may have went, but, you know, like, ask for pictures. Everybody will send you pictures, so many pictures. And, you know, all I can say is, like, don't get behind, because that's the worst thing I think that you could do, because you'll be so behind and then you won't want to do it. You'll just, and it's, a lot of people think that it's hard to keep up, you know, with all the schoolwork and everything, but honestly, it's really not. It's, it takes a lot of responsibility to be the reporter, which I thought I was going to struggle with a lot, but I didn't. Being an officer is so much fun. You get so much closer with classmates, and, like, I'm so excited that I made the decision to become an officer, because I don't know what I would do if I wasn't. It has made me such a better person, and I'm thankful for it.
Hey guys, it's Georgia and Goose, and well, a few things I'm going to talk about today are what I like about being a chapter officer, what we do as chapter officers, and my role as a chapter officer. So, here we go. As you know, we have a bunch of amazing seniors graduating, and me and Gracie will be your only returning officers this year. So, we need some people to step up. It is a very big responsibility. One of the main things about being an officer is being organized and planning things. We plan a bunch of events, plan a bunch of fun events for everyone to be a part of, all of our members, and even the community when we do things like Feed a Farmer and Thank a Teacher. We have to plan all those, get all the details, and that is a big part of being a chapter officer. My favorite thing about being a chapter officer is being one of those go-to people. if you have a question, if your pantyhose rip and you need an extra pair, or you think you need me to help you put on your scarf or bobby pin your hair, we can do that. We are more than happy to help do that. Any of that. Even if you just need someone to talk to, we're there. We're always there. And if you have any question about anything, you can ask us. And if we don't know the answer, we'll find someone that does. And we will get you taken care of. And my role as the Sentinel is to make the room comfortable. You're there. You're greeting everyone at the door. You are just making sure everyone is comfortable and feels like they're in a good, fun place, which that's what it is. And you just want to take care of every little thing you can. When someone is taking care of a bigger task and they need a little bit of help, some slack to pick up, some little things that you can do to help, that's mainly what I did. That is a job that any first coming officer would be good for. That's what I did as my first year being an officer. I was the only newbie this year, including Miss Snyder, which we are thankful for her. And we need some people next year to step up and be a part of our fun officer family. And we will get to go do things like the officer treats and fun little things like that as we plan for our activities throughout the year. It's just a bunch of fun, and it's like a family you get to be a part of. I mean, it's just a bunch of fun, and I would recommend it to anyone. Anyone can be an officer, and you just have to put your mind to it that you are going to be organized and take care of the things that you need to take care of, and still be able to keep up with your schoolwork and your sports and your other activities like showing or speeches or anything. You just have to be able to handle all of it, and you're set. And this is something I've always wanted to do. This was my first year to be old enough to be an officer, and I had a lot of fun. And like I said, I had a bunch of great seniors to teach me the ropes of being an officer, and they did a very good job of taking care of me and making me feel welcomed and all that. And that's what me and Gracie help. We want to help you be the same way next year. We want to help you. We want to be there for you. Any questions you have about, and if you have any questions about being an officer that I didn't cover or anything, or the other officers didn't, feel free to ask us, and we will for sure let you know. So, thank you. I hope to see you next year. I hope to see you apply to be an officer, and we will have a great rest of your summer-ish. This isn't summer yet, but it's about to be. But have a great rest of your summer, and I hope to see you as an officer next year. Thank you.